Hey guys, Cullen's here, and today we are doing my almost 6,500 subscribers special. Where today we're going to be cooking a bunch of Adam Ragusea recipes. As you can see on the screen right now is my fancy cutting knife, and by fancy cutting knife I mean my knife that isn't sharp at all. First thing we're going to do is cut up a bunch of potatoes because we are going to make some breakfast french fries, which are basically just potatoes fried in olive oil and shit. And yeah, as you can see here, I have very shitty chopping skills, but that's okay as long as I work slowly. I won't cut my fingers off like an idiot. Now it's time to turn the stove on to medium heat, as you can see right here, and I'll put on a nice Teflon pan and grease it up with a little bit of olive oil, everyone's favorite, my personal favorite type of oil. Let the oil heat up before going back to our countertop and almost spilling a fucking, oh my god, I just dropped a potato. Grab ourselves a fat onion and, gotta give it a little bit petting, and then chop it right up, because that's what you gotta do with an onion. You gotta cut that bitch up and take off the skin, as well as that one inedible or edible layer thingy, whatever Adam usually says. Anyways, dice up that onion any way you can. I'm doing it where I cut it and cut it in half and cut it again. You can see on screen what I'm doing. I'm terrible at explaining these things. And yeah, I dropped the onions in that hot ass oil because that's what you gotta do. Then fish out a bit of skin that you just noticed. And yeah, there's the wooden spoon to stir that bitch up. That's what you gotta do. And also notice that you found another skin, because you're an absolute retard that doesn't know how to cut up onions. Now you gotta keep stirring that bitch. You gotta keep stirring. And now we get to the bacon, because you can't have a frittata without bacon. Did I say I'm making frittata? Well, I'm making that frittata. And yeah, we're gonna be cutting up bacon. I just noticed right there that my knife is not very sharp, so I have to switch knives, because a dull knife is a cook's least favorite friend. And it just don't cut with fucking dull knife, you dumb bitches. Anyways, cut up that bacon. I'm doing it in fast speed time because that looks cool. A lot better than, me going slow and steady. There we go. We drop that nice ass bacon into that soaring hot pan. Oh my god, I'm recording this in real time if you guys can't already tell. Stir that bitch up with the bacon and the onions, get that all nice and cooked. And now we're gonna crack in 20 eggs. Yes, 20. Nah, I'm just fucking with you. No, it's actually gonna be 8 eggs. There we go, got 2 eggs in. I suck at cracking, so I just smushed it, Hulk smash. Then we crack in a third, and now a 4th egg. Yeah, this is real fun commentary, isn't it? 5th egg. And yeah, come on bitch, crack, hurry the fuck up. Okay, now 6th egg. This is the 6th egg. There we go. I almost forgot I cracked an 8, so yeah, here's the 7th egg. Come on, fucking crack. Come on, there it goes. Here's the 8th and final egg. Yes, I'm a fat ass, I'm making an 8-egg frittata, but this isn't just for me, it's for my family. So yeah, watch as we stir that bitch up. We gotta make it nice and fucking stirred up. Yeah, let's just spin that bitch like a goddamn whirlpool. That's what you gotta do to your eggs. Scramble it up real good. And yeah, now we have to season it with some pepper. Do not fucking roast me in the comments. I don't usually like using pre-ground pepper, but this is all I had at the moment. So you gotta do what you gotta do. So you gotta stir that bitch up, get that fucking pepper incorporated in every tiny little bite that you take, although you're probably not going to taste it because it's already pre-ground. Now we add the cheese, because Adam added cheese. Yes, I use the pre-grated bag stuff. It's pretty much the exact same thing, except there's a starch coating that inhibits melting, but I think we're going to be okay. Now we got to go back and stir this bitch, and I just noticed there's another skin, or I don't even know if it was a skin or just a large ass piece. I can't even tell, I'm so stupid. Anyways, we got to stir this up again and again and again. We just got to make sure everything gets coated nice and well cooked, nice and fresh. And now we're gonna add in the green onions. Adam uses green broccoli. I mean, fucking, is there any other color that broccoli comes in? I don't know. Well, I'm using green onions because I don't want broccoli with breakfast. That just sounds nasty. Although, I mean, shit, I'm a nasty ass kid if you ask me. And oh, there goes the green onion. But that's alright, there's plenty to spare. Yes, green onions being cooked is kind of, I don't know, it seems kind of strange. But you know what? In an omelet, it tastes pretty good. And a frittata is basically an omelet that you cook under the broiler, what Brits would call a grill. Although, I'm not going to be cooking this under the broiler, because my broiler is like at the very bottom of my oven, and I do not want to deal with that. Plus, this pan is not necessarily made to go into the oven anyway, let alone a broiler. And plus, if you couldn't already tell, I have a gas stove, which basically means my broiler is just fire. Now we gotta sprinkle on some mozzarella cheese. You gotta love that mozzarella cheese, absolutely amazing. Kraft mac and cheese, not sponsored. Anyways, yeah, I gotta get that shit out of the bag real nice and good. Get a nice even coating, because it's gonna melt on pretty decently. There we go, we're opening the oven. I believe I said to 350 if I'm not mistaken. And oh shit, I'm a fucking idiot. I forgot the pan. There was a pan in there already, but you know what? It's okay. Close that bitch up, and here we go. Here's another pan, and if you can't already tell, this pan is shit. It is absolute dog shit. Do not use it. No bueno. What are you doing? Putting the fucking bacon in there? That bitch is gonna stick harder than cum on your used cum rag, you disgusting degenerate. I don't fucking know. Anyways, we're gonna start flipping the bacon, and you can already tell the bacon is sticking, which is quite odd since bacon is supposed to release its own fat, because you know bacon is like 90% fat. Don't quote me on that. I don't fucking know what bacon is. Anyways, yes, it's sticking because this is a very shitty Teflon non-stick pan. It is scratched up and ruined, and that is all my fault, and you'll see why this is a problem later once we start making the potatoes. Now, earlier, as you just saw there, I checked on the oven just to see if the frittata was doing well. It was doing okay, and as you can see in this fast sped up video, the bacon is cooking pretty good. But yeah, it's not really sticking now because there's just so much fat. But like I said, this pan is not very good. No bueno. Do not use a shitty non-stick Teflon pan. It's not going to end well. Trust me, your days will be ruined. And there we go. There's our last piece of bacon. Gotta take it out of the pan and drop in our potatoes. And no! You gotta season the potatoes, for Christ's sakes, man. You gotta season it. Get all that water out. You don't want water with fat. So you just gotta season that bitch with some salt. And then, you know, it will draw off the moisture via osmosis. And it will also season the potatoes.
Meanwhile...
Okay, there we go. Now the potatoes are going to be frying, and this is key. It needs to fry in a lot of oil. I initially put it in with the bacon fat, but then decided to put on some more olive oil. Here we go, we're checking our frittata, and it seems to be okay. So we're going to put on the rest of our mozzarella cheese to get the top nice and melty and goody and ooey and gooey and nice. Now I close it up and let it go for about 5 to 10 more minutes just to get the cheese all melty and gooey. Back on the potatoes here, we can see that, yeah, it's kind of starting to stick. You can't really tell just yet because I'm just letting it sit, which is what you're supposed to do. Now we're taking the frittata out. I don't know how long it's been. Don't ask me. Just watch Adam's video. Now we're going to top it off with some garnish. We're going to garnish it with some green onions because green onions is good. Now back to potatoes, and now you'll see the problem with using a very crappy non-stick pan. I highly recommend using a well-seasoned cast iron or a very, very new, fresh, off the fucking line non-stick pan. Do not use a shitty old non-stick like I'm using, because as you can see right here, the skins are sticking to the bottom of the pan. That's not what you fucking want, you idiots, stupid dummy. Because now the skins are sticking, not only does that get rid of the nice crispy flavor, it also sticks to the pan, which makes it hard to clean. But you know, this is what the potatoes are supposed to look like, but 95% of them don't look like that. 95% of them are fucking just regular mushy mashed potatoes at this point because the skins fucking broke off. I am so upset at this. It did not come out well. So, yeah, it is what it is. Now let's get on to the soup.
1 hour later.
On to the soup.
2 hours later.
On to the soup.
3 hours later.
Can you move it along? I'm all out of time cards.
Okay, I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's been
Many months later.
before we started on the soup. Now we're back with the soup. First thing you want to do when making a vegetable soup is to get a couple cups of water. This isn't an exact science here. 2, 3, 4, 10, 12, 16 cups of water in a small saucepan shall do. Just don't overthink it, man. Now we're going to turn on the stove to medium heat as before. Now we're going to dice up a yellow, white, red, whatever color onion. Just make sure it's not green because we're going to add that in later. And here's some music that I was listening to. Now enough of that copyright shenanigans. Let's fucking skin this carrot alive. We gotta do just like we would a toddler. Skin him alive and boil him in some water. Now that we're done with this first carrot, as you can see, we're just, cutting off the little bits there. We're gonna shred the rest of this carrot, yummy yummy in my tummy, and cut off the root ends. Why? Well, Adam told me they taste bitter, so I'm gonna listen to Adam. I mean, he's Italian, man. You gotta listen to your Italians. They know, if there's one thing I learned, is that Italians know everything about cooking. Now we're gonna dice up this carrot up as even as possible, just like Adam would love it. A little bit longer on the short end, and then a little bit thinner on the thick end. And yeah, now time for the tomato. We're gonna cut this up, and camera, hey camera, stop fucking shitty autofocus. Okay, here's the tomato. Not very ripe, is it? Yeah, I apologize. I could have let it sit out a few more days, but I really need to film. Okay, now let's dice up this fucking tomato just the way that Mama taught me, just like the onion, very shittily. Okay, so here's the water boiling. In goes the onions, and I think that was the carrot skin that went in. Oh god, this is an awful recipe. I'm really messing up, aren't I? So the carrot's going as well, and yeah, time to stir this bitch up with a wooden spoon. Okay, time to chop off the whites of a green onion. Yeah, now time to throw them in. No, we're just gonna stir this bitch. Okay, we're gonna go back to stirring, because that's what Mama taught me when it comes to soup making, is stirring. Let it boil for a bit and stir it up. Now cover that shit up and let it boil. Now we're back, and yeah, time to stir some more, I guess, because that's what Mama taught me. Okay, real nice. Now I believe we're gonna be adding in the whites. Yeah, there we go. The whites, the green onion. The reason why I'm using the whites of a green onion is because I don't want to use kale. I don't know if it's just me, but I don't like kale or peas in my soup. Who likes pea in their soup? That just sounds wrong. Anyways, though, we're gonna test the carrot out for tenderness, because gotta make sure the carrot tastes good. And as you can see here, nice zoom up. Yeah, that's actually a really nice shot right there. If only the autofocus didn't fuck up too much. Okay, not very tender at all. Pretty tough. Gotta let it simmer for just a little bit longer. Autofocus, please work on me. Thank you very much. Now let's put that back in and stir that bitch up once more and cover with a lid and let it simmer for a few more minutes. While they do that, let's cut up a fucking garlic clove. We only need one because, yeah, this is just one soup, man. Take off that skin because the skins are nasty. And we're gonna dice this up real good, like real fine. And yeah, as you can see here, my autofocus does not want to agree with me, so I have to do a zoom out. And yeah, here we go. Yeah, solid 5 to 10 seconds of me just chopping. And this is at 4 times speed right here. So yeah, just imagine 40 to 50 seconds of me just chopping up garlic, and that's what I went through in real life. Now we're gonna go back to the soup. Now we're going to take off the lid, because that's what you got to do so we can add in some stuff. First thing we're going to add in is, actually no, we're going to stir. I forgot, we have to stir. Now let's test the carrot out for tenderness. Come on, fork, go in. There we go. It feels about right, I think. That's about right. Now let's, just snip in some of those good old green onions. Do it nice and fast too, because I don't have time for this shit. Good gravy. Alright, time for the garlic. The garlic goes in last, because that's a minestrone technique according to Adam. What even is minestrone? Is that like a city in Italy or something? I don't fucking know. Okay, time to stir some more, because that's what Mama taught me. You just gotta season this bitch up with some nice salt, and there it is. This is the soup, and this is a 6K special. Sorry, I'm really shit at filming. That being said though, goodbye and farewell.